What's going on, YouTube? This is your friendly neighborhood DraftKings addict, bringing my top picks for Friday's main NBA slate. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. Yesterday we had a little small two-game slate, so there was no video, but let's go ahead and get this heat going. So first of all, go ahead and like the video for me, guys. It really helps out the channel. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the subscribe before you leave. And as always, drop the comments below. Now, we got a lot of pending news, guys, as far as people being questionable and the game time decision, doubtful, you name it, man. So a lot of landmines to navigate today, especially over here in New Orleans. Man, so I could drop this video and then 10 minutes later, a lot of things could change. So go ahead and follow me over here on Twitter, please. DK Addict, at DK Addicts on Twitter. Alrighty, guys, so let's go ahead and drop into it, man. So Draft Dashboard is my app of choice for research. Go ahead and check the description of the video for a 30-day trial for only $1. And that includes Fanduel and DraftKings and MLB, NHL, and NFL when those things are going. So check it out. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So today, guys, I'm going to go into the position optimizer. I'm just going to talk about up to 3 or 4 plays at each position instead of going through 8 different people. I'm just going to go ahead and zero in on the people I like the most. So at point guard, guys, at the top you got Jrue Holiday. He's going to be one of my favorite plays, of course, depending on if AD is playing or not. But to be honest, if AD is playing, I'm still interested in Jrue Holiday at 9K against the Lakers, man. He could have a decent game. As you can see in the past, he scored 50 DraftKings points twice and 35 and above the other 2 times as well. So I do like Jrue Holiday in this matchup with all the injuries they have at guard. They're kind of slim. And then also if Mirotic and Randle are still out, which I believe they're still questionable, that could make Jrue Holiday a nice play. Yeah, Randle's a game time decision. Mirotic is as well. So again, guys, keep an eye on the news. But as of right now, recording this video, I like Jrue Holiday. Kyrie Irving, my favorite guard on the slate, going up against Milwaukee at home, 225 over and under. That game is a 1-point decision, so a very close game. Give me Kyrie. Dude has been playing out of his mind. 50, 46, 48, and 62 in his last 4 games, and he has scored 50 before versus Milwaukee. So 8.7K. Give me some Kyrie Irving for a decent floor and a guy that has some upside as well. Dame Lillard, De'Aaron Fox is somebody I'm going to take a flyer on, guys. 7.5K. Seems like the guy's been playing better since they got benched that game a couple of games ago. But if you look at his history versus Memphis, he plays well versus them. 46 and 45 in the last 2 matchups, guys. So I do like De'Aaron Fox. Derrick Rose, a lot of people love. I'm not messing with San Antonio, but hey, you do what you do. Fred VanVleet, I may take a flyer on him at 5.5K, depending on how my roster construction goes. But with the injury to Lowry, I believe, is still out. Let me make sure I'm right about that. Yep. So Lowry is currently out. Ibaka's a game time decision. Valanciunas is out. Man. So I do like VanVleet at 5.5K going up against Cleveland, man. That should be a nice, decent game. And they're 12-point favorites, man. Good Lord. All right. So a little further down, Kemba Walker is somebody I do like as well going up against Detroit. I believe Kemba's at home. Yeah, baby. All right. So I do like Kemba Walker, guys, at 8.6K. And, of course, Victor Oladipo, who's been playing like crap the last 2 games since coming back from the injury and all that good stuff. So, give me some Victor Oladipo, 8.1K. I think he'll be low on because, again, he has not been hot lately. Shooting guard, some of these players are going to be the same plays here, guys. But Tim Hardaway Jr. Going up against ATL, give me some of that. Tim Hardaway scored 48 and 52 in the 2 last matchups versus Atlanta. Give me that. 7.4K. I do like Tim Hardaway Jr. We already talked about VanVleet. Reggie Bullock. This guy's been hot lately. 31 and 44 in his last 2 games and 35 and 25 in his last 2 matchups versus Charlotte. So at 4.8K, I don't think this guy's going to go high on. Even though he did just come off a 44-point game, he's too inconsistent. I don't think a lot of people are going to play him. But I do like Reggie Bullock. Again, look at his matchup. He's averaging around 30 DraftKings points versus his team. And for a guy that's only 4.8K, I like that. KCP. All right, so his minutes, 27 and 37 in the last 2 games and 20 in the game before that. But if you look at his last 3 games that he's played against New Orleans, he scored 40, 29, and 30, and then a 15 game and then a 56-point game. So it looks like he has a pretty good game versus New Orleans more times than not. So at 4K, I will have some KCP. Again, Rondo is still out, if I remember correctly, right? Yep, so Rondo's still, well, he's a game time decision. And Brandon Ingram. So let's keep an eye on that news. But if those guys are out still, I like KCP. If they're in, I don't like KCP as much. We already talked about Oladipo. Chris Middleton, somebody I like as well. Boston games are going to be a nice drag down fight, man. And 1 point differential. 6.5K is too cheap for Chris Middleton, in my opinion. So he's one of my favorites at shooting guard / small forward. So speaking of small forward, let's move on over. LeBron James, of course, he's on the slate. All right, but and I do like him. As you can see, I have him in my watch list. But Kawhi Leonard is going to be my favorite forward, depending on how my roster construction goes, depending on how all the news pans out. But at 9.5K, that's too cheap versus Cleveland. I understand they're like 13-point favorites, but Kawhi is going to be a good point of them blowing out this team. And so at 9.5K, he could drop 55 before he sits down if it is a blowout. So Kyle Kuzma, again, depending on the Randall news and all the other pending injuries, I do like Kyle Kuzma at 7.2K. All right. So give me some of him. Again, 43 in the last matchup that he's played, and 35 and 33 in each of the last 2 times they faced New Orleans. So I do like Kyle Kuzma. A little further down, we already talked about Bullock and KCP. We already talked about Middleton. So that's all my small forward guys. So let's move on over to the power forward spot. Again, I'm just going over my top 3 or 4 favorite plays at each position, guys. So if you want my full player pool, go ahead and sign up for the trial version of Draft Dashboard for $1. Link is in the description of the video. And once you do that, if you go over here to your watch player list, alrighty, at the top it has a button that says Watch DK Addicts Picks. Once you click on that, it'll load my player pool into your screen. And then you can go over here to the lineup optimizer and let it optimize your lineup based off of that player pool that I have selected. And then, of course, you can go in here and change plays depending on the situation and upgrade or downgrade players depending on the situation. And then once you do that, you save the lineup, and bam, there you go. You got your lineup saved. So that's the position optimizer. Check it out. That's the watch list. So let's go back to our power forwards. Position optimizer. Come on. Alrighty, so back at the power forward. So again, AD, depending on the news, whether he's in or out. Last time I heard he was dealing with an illness. He actually left the last game, but came back. Alright, it still dropped 57 DraftKings points. So if he's playing, I am on it. Give me some Anthony Davis, but right now he's questionable, so we'll see how that plays out. Alright, we already talked about Kawhi and LeBron. John Collins, I think he's my favorite at this spot. At 7.8K, yes, he's a little bit pricey now, but if you look at the guy, he scored 43 DraftKings points or more in 4 of the last 5 games. All right, so and he gets a matchup versus New York, which is one of the best matchups for bigs, as you can see here. He's playing somewhere around 30 minutes on average. I do like John Collins at 7.8K. Like I say, he's a little bit pricey, but I do like him at 7.8K. Look at the options you got in that range. You got Randall, who's questionable, right? And you got Aldridge, which I don't trust, but he got a nice matchup versus Minnesota. Alrighty, but I just like Mr. Collins, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. Noah Vonleh is kind of like my mid-tier my value play at 5.6K. Guys playing around 30 minutes or so, depending on the game situation, as you can see. 31, 16, and 35 in the last 3 games. But this is a nice matchup where he's done well in the past, so give me some Noah Vonleh at 5.6K. Who else we got down here? Jaren Jackson Jr. And this guy's a hit or miss, but I do have him in my player pool at 5.8K. It looks like he plays well versus Sacramento. He's played him twice. Put up 31 and 47. So at that price, give me some. All right, so last but not least, let's take a look at our center spot. At center, we have, again, we already talked about AD. Got Karl Anthony Towns, but 9.3K versus San Antonio. No thank. Vucevic is supposed to be back. All right, but he's 9.2K. I don't know if I want to pay up for him. Andre Drummond, I do like, man. 8.9K versus Charlotte. As you can see, he's had a couple decent games versus them, man. But I do like Andre Drummond on this slate, so I have him in as one of my favorites. Enes Kanter as well at 7K, even though that's a little bit pricey in my opinion. But this guy's averaging around 35 DraftKings points versus this team. Plus, he has a nice little upside too, because you know Cantor is a nice point per minute guy. So Yusuf Nurkic, too cheap, 6.6K. You get the discount because they're playing against Utah. At 6.6K, this guy is too cheap in my opinion. If he gets the minutes, he's gonna produce. So I will have me some Nurkic in my lineups. And we already talked about Noah Vonleh and Jaren Jackson. So it's pretty much like I say my favorites. Not all my plays, but my favorites. So again, if you want the player pool, draft dashboard, click on watch players, click on watch DK Addicts picks, and they'll load up. So that's all I have for the day, guys. So when you look at my quote-unquote core, here you go. Kyrie Irving, Bullock, Kuzma, Collins, and Noah Vonleh. That leaves you 5.3K. Now, as my core goes, guys, that does not mean that every single lineup is going to have all 5 of these players, but I will have a good percentage of all these players in my lineups. So, for instance, I may decide to drop Collins and put in Kawhi Leonard, and that leaves me around 4,700, and I'll fill in these other 3 spots. Or I may decide to take out Kyrie Irving and put in Kemba Walker for a $100 discount. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I do it when it comes to my lineup construction, guys. So good luck on today's slate. Don't forget to drop a comment below. Let me know who you love, who you hate. Also, if you're new to the channel, thank you again for stopping by. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button. And as always, guys, please comment, like, share the video. Get it out there. Share the heat. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.